What's up, people? It's your boy Jatwa. I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program. What's up, people? It's your boy Jatwa. I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program, and we have this beautiful scatterer going on in the background here, and this really strange-looking aircraft that we're going to take for a flight. And a bit of stuttering that we saw right there. Don't know what's causing that. But, I mean, I've installed a lot more mods, and I've run into a lot more problems, so I'm still picking through them all. Okay, so that being said, this aircraft is one that I've managed to at least once or twice, well, once, I can't even say twice. Once I've flown it on DUNA, and it actually flies pretty well. And I guess I'll show you what the fun behind this one is, because you're probably wondering, is that enough fuel to fly on DUNA? I mean, yeah, but that's not really what we're using. So you can see here in Infernal Robotics, we have a prop, and our propeller is currently hidden. So let's go ahead and flip that out. And you'll see here, yes, we have a propeller that swings out of this structural fuselage and then tucks itself back away for the heat shield. That's very handy for re-entry, because there are a lot of people were saying, oh my god, you can't have a propeller out during re-entry, you're going to cause things to, you know, your propeller would be unusable. Well, here's your way to solve that, is by putting a hideaway propeller, and hopefully that heat shield would deflect enough of the heat so you can actually fly. So let's go ahead and deploy this. What I want to do, I'm going to activate this. I want to see if it flies with these on board. So let's give that a shot. I've never tried to fly with these on board. This is going to be my third flight with this plane, so I can't even say all the multiple testing and all that good stuff. I've tested enough to see that it has enough electrical charge, and that is through the generous application of MRS RTG1s. These are like twice the power of your normal RTGs, and the weight as well. So you have to deal with that. So it will fly with those on board. I will take that because this is a pretty stable aircraft, and you can see right there it kind of stabilizes itself back out, but only but so much. Now my main concern, of course, is I only have one Elvon for the yaw. That's going to cause a problem like I witnessed last time on DUNA. I can get away with it here, but on DUNA, not so much. So what I need to do is I need to go and correct this by putting on another. I found that I can actually slide in another one up here, and I should be okay. Or back here, this should be fine, just so I have enough room to control the additional yaw, or the loss of control that I'm going to lose on DUNA with that yaw. So let's go back, let's correct, and then we'll take it over to DUNA, and let's see how the flight characteristics change once we go over to DUNA. Because as you can see here, we're pretty good. This aircraft is a lot of lift. It is a whole lot of lift, as the majority of this craft is either a control surface or it is a wing. So everything on here has a bit of lift except for that cockpit, and so we shall see how well it does with a few improvements. Be right back. It's been a DUNA extravaganza weekend. Alright, so here we are. We're about to do our quick deorbit on DUNA. Now, you're probably seeing a lot of me not really taking long trips to DUNA and to other planets anymore. Well, there's a really good reason behind that, and it's mostly because I got bored of doing it. That's the honest answer. I got bored of making trips back and forth from different planets. Scheduling out the different crafts and actually building them, taking them to other planets, and all that good stuff. It actually got kind of boring, because then I had to wait for the planet to align, and then I had to wait for all the good stuff. So, I mean, if you are new to this channel, or if you've been for this channel for a while, you'll see I do a lot of experimental stuff. I want to see how things would react, how different aircraft designs could work, And I probably will stick to doing a lot of that because it is honestly a lot more fun than plotting out my trip, getting over to the planet, you know, deploying XYZ, and then coming back and going, oh yeah, that was cool. I mean, all those missions, they're fun at first, but I'm like closing in on 4,000 hours. So once I started getting over 3,000, I realized that I wasn't having as much fun plotting out those trips like I used to. Get out of here. And so I honestly just stopped doing them, and I started focusing on experimental designs. I just got MechJev had stopped working for me, and I realized what was causing it. As I had MechJev and I had what was it? The Kerbal joint reinforcement installed, and for some reason it was having a conflict. And it was causing my it was definitely stiffening up the joints on it a little bit much. So I think there's an exception I have to throw in there. I can't remember. But anyhow, yes, we are coming down on DUNA yet again. Everybody's probably like, oh my god, I'm doing it out. Jatois, stop DUNAing. But I just want to DUNA a little bit more because let's be honest. Other than Eve and Lathe, there's not very many interesting planets left. I enjoy Lathe, but Lathe gets a little boring until I get back to my floating bases. And I do intend to send some more floating bases over there. And I have my modular island that I need to pull out of my old save now that I got Infernal Robotics back. And that's going to allow me to then deploy a modular base there that can then build additional modules, and then the entire island expands, because it's kind of hard to get an island, a nice solid flat island to land on when you are over there on Lathe. So that's a future mission. Eve, I don't have much planned for Eve. I sent a submarine there before. I landed on there with a glider. I flew in on a motorcycle. Was it a motorcycle? It was not like a motorcycle. So I've done all these things on Eve. I've even flown a perpetual glider on, well, not glider, but an RTG propeller powered aircraft on Joule, and it was Joule sustainable flight, and I could have flown around it as long as I wanted, because with that RTG, until that RTG would run out. So I've done a lot of things with the different planets, and I really wish there was a bit more interesting things to do on Kerbin. But until then, I'm probably going to do a lot more experimental things, testing out some old aircraft, more Infernal Robotics. It's just the future of what I foresee myself doing here in Kerbal Space Program. And let me make sure that I'm coming down properly here, because I'm definitely not. Okay, there we go. Okay, we should probably deploy this now. I think we should have FS coolant. But yeah, those are a few of the things I do have indeed planned. And yeah, it's coming soon. Coming soon-ish. I mean, I really am hoping for multiplayer. That would be my best case scenario, because that's what I'm really looking forward to in this game is multiplayer. Let's go ahead and swing this out. Let's try that again. Tink. Alright, let's deploy it. And now we need to kick on our engine. So here's the scary part, is that when you're flying in on DUNA, weird things start to happen. When I say weird things, I mean weird things. It has a very strange physics to it, because I've been flying gliders to, not gliders, I've been flying a few planes to DUNA this entire weekend, and to be honest, it makes no damn sense. Because if you see here, Uh, Everything looks fine. This is nominal. There's no problem with anything I'm seeing here, and we should be okay. Now, when I lift my nose up, you'll see we start to turn a little bit, but I think I have that yaw issue taken care of with these additional bits on here, these additional control surfaces, and we should be able to get a nice sustained flight. So, not too hard. This is, like I said, it's a plane that flies on DUNA and on Kerbal. The only place it probably would struggle would be Lathe with its heavier atmosphere, and this propeller probably doesn't offer me enough power. But I have pretty good thrust going on here, so I'm pretty confident in this aircraft. And what's even better about this one is the fact that it's using these ginormous RTGs that are going to now allow me to throw additional power at it, because I couldn't use my Jetois Demolition's liquid fuel cell because there's no intake air. I'd have to switch it over to intake atmosphere, and I don't feel like that's fair to everyone, you know. Because then I would want to re-release it with the additional resources and drop it up on with space dock. So I mean, there's a lot of things that I could do that I just haven't bothered doing yet. Nice and easy. Easy. And you see right there, look at that. You see how it's really fighting itself. And I found that I can angle this a bit when I maneuver, and that is going to take care of that bit of sway. It is a pain to design an aircraft for both planets, but there you go, it can work. So what I want to do is I want to land this one, but I'm very nervous about landing it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to revert it back because I want to do more testing with this one. But I'll show you some of the other things that I've been working on this weekend. One is huge. And the other one is just the opposite of huge. It's teeny, it's cute, it's itty bitty. So I'll be right back. Alright, so nestled also around DUNA is where Jebediah currently is. That's what you're seeing here. Is this extremely massive, lag-tastic craft here that I've built actually as a building station. It has the ability to actually craft things. So I need to close these doors. So yeah, this one actually has a construction port. It uses simple construction, so it can actually create different aircraft, and I can launch them at DUNA. So I made this because I get sick and tired of launching new crafts over the DUNA. So I made this one. It uses all liquid fuel, and it has these ginormous, once again, nuke engines on here. The nuclear quad engine, MRS, nuclear quad engine. You can see that is pretty badass looking. And we have a ton of fuel on here still. I got rid of all the rest of the tanks on here. The excessive tanks that helped me get over here are gone. These do use a bit of fuel, but we had a ton more fuel. But this was the core craft that I pushed over to DUNA, and that took time that I didn't feel like spending, and time I could have spent doing other things. So you can see why I don't do that much anymore. Like I said, it kind of got old, and I have this docking port on here, so if I have to send a craft down, get some ore, it can come back and then give me the ore so I can build more ships and have more fun and get more ore. So that's the thing with it. And it also works as a relay station, as you can see here, the giant antenna on the back. Big Com is also around here somewhere. It's my big satellite, but this was the big boy of the weekend that I put up, and I love the way it looks, and it handles extremely well, and it is a beast of a freaking planetary hopper that is that I currently have parked around DUNA with Jeb and a crap ton other people, like a lot of others. It's so many people. It's completely full, except for one spot, and that one spot is held by, well, she's down on the surface, so let's go visit her. Alright, so out of all the craft, this is the one that I am thinking everyone is probably going to ask me for. The other two are fantastic, but this one is absolutely a damn adorable. It is my favorite little rover I've made ever. As you can see here, it is quite teeny tiny, and it is this is using wheels from Roll Cage, which has been updated for 1.2. Gives you three different wheels, one for 0 to 2 tons, another one for 2 to 5 tons, or 3 to 5 tons, and the third one is like 5 to something. I can't remember what the last range is, but it's big. But this is for these wheels are for this teeny tiny cute little rover, and I have to show you some of the tech that goes into this. So down here beneath we have our SAS snugged underneath this craft, and then you can see through here it's pretty much we're on this beam. There's 2 I-beams here to protect everything else up top, and also to protect my propeller and that SAS unit. On the back here we have this docking port. We have a little the miniaturized mech jeb unit. Oh my god, all the tools are tucked up forward, and these are 4 miniaturized RTGs. So there's a lot that goes into this. There is tweak scale, there is Inferno Robotics, Roll Cage, and I believe that's it. A fire spitter as well, because this thing does not use the wheel motors. Because if you use the wheel motors, I'll show you what happens here. If you use the wheel motors, what's going to happen is you're going to go like this. That, while it looks cool, is not exactly what I want to do. So that is going to cause a problem. If I go forward, it does the same thing. So I decided to take this small propeller. It's a regular electric propeller that also has, it's reversible, which is even better in case I want a place I need to get out of, and use tweak scale to make it a little smaller. So now it works as my little propulsion. It gives it on DUUUNNNA, it gives you more than enough propulsion. So you'll see that here. Let's take off target, orbit, surface. There you go. We can get up to about 30 meters per second with this one, because it has plenty of propulsion to do what it needs to do. And it also gives us a nice little scenery, a nice little view in the scenery of the very dull and bland DUUUNNNA. But I can't complain too much, because this is a fun little rover to be playing with on DUUUNNNA. So I will give it big ups. This is a lot of fun, and when it hits a bump, it's a lot of fun, because then you have to control it on the landings. If you go too fast, you'll know, because you'll be bouncing all over the place. So it's a lot of fun when you come down on a landing and you're trying to stick that landing pretty well without killing everyone, killing your poor, I think this is Gillian, on your rover. So there you go, little bitty bunny hops that you get from there. Sometimes bigger, but usually it's little bitty bunny hops, and they're a lot of fun. But anyhow, I've been yammering on long enough. I can't believe it's almost another year of this gone by, which is really crazy to fathom. I'm still very much invested in playing Kerbal Space Program. I have a lot of fun playing Kerbal Space Program still. The rovers are just another thing I love to do. I love to play with rovers, especially in case I spent half my, oh dear God, oh no, oh no. I spent half my time this weekend designing different rovers, only to come back and say, this is the one that I'm sending to DUUUNNNA. And I'm glad I did, because, oh my god, it is a lot of fun. And we are moving right now. And I really hope that if they do come around and give us multiplayer anytime soon, I know they have a lot of stuff to work on, and it is something that they said that it's something they'd like to do, and I'd love to have my hand in that. So anyhow, this Rover, it just shows that sure you can go stock, but it's so much more fun sometimes to jump into a well done mod like Roll Cage and see what all type of trouble you can get into. I need to reverse my engine so I can slow down, because right now we're going way too fast. We are flying on this surface, almost 50 meters per second. We need to slow down. So I went ahead and I have turned my engine to full reverse. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear God! Okay, we got it under control now. Oh, okay. Oh, that was fun. That was a whole lot of dang fun. All right, let's put the brakes on. Oh my God, that was crazy. All right, well, definitely hit me up if you like what you're seeing. Drop me in a comment. Let me know what your favorite craft of this weekend is. Between those three, you have the Infinite Flyer that still needs a little bit of work if you do want that one. Then you have this little absolutely adorable Rover, and then you have the ginormous space construction station up around DUUUNNNA, which is where this actually came from. I actually landed this from that station. It actually had a little in between that had fuel, a little engine, and some RCS on there, so it just kind of shot through, and then had 4 parachutes on there, so it just and then landed. It was kind of cool, but it was really boring, so I decided to leave that out. But anyhow, I will catch you guys in the next video. For now, it's your boy Jatwan, I'm out. Peace. So freaking adorable. It's so cute. I just can't get it up. And by the way, underneath the surface of DUUUNNNA is ice cream. If anyone was wondering, that is vanilla ice cream. God, the effects. It's so dang beautiful. Sorry. But yes, the way I no.